Hi there, my name's April Sawtelle and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to make two different ways of making half square triangle blocks. So what you're going to need for this project is just some squares. I've got 7.5-inch squares. You're going to need an iron and mat, some scissors, a rotary cutter, a pencil or a pen or any marking tool. And you're going to need a ruler. So I've got a 6.5-inch by 24-inch ruler. You can use really any size ruler. All you're really going to be looking for is the 45-degree angle. I'm going to use my little 6.5-inch ruler as well, just because it's going to be easy to square up with. It's going to be a little bit easier than the long 24-inch ruler. So I'm new to making YouTube videos, and it's pretty exciting. What I like to do right now is I'd like to start putting out every couple of days. I would like to start putting out some videos at how to make beginner-friendly blocks. I like to call that the Quilt Blocks for Beginner series. I'm going to start that right now. We're going to call this block number 1, and we're going to work the half square triangles today. Every day will be something different. Every time I post a video, it'll be something different. We're going to be working with scraps. Maybe we're going to be working with fat quarters. We'll keep it very simple. So I hope you join me. Please like and subscribe to keep, what I'm trying to do is get my channel to grow here. So if you could just like and subscribe, that would be so great. Get started, what we're going to do is we're going to need to take our blocks and we're going to put them right sides together. Now your fabric, you're going to want some contrast in fabric because it'll just look nice. So you're going to put your right sides together, and what you're going to do, line them up, and you're going to take your ruler. Let me just take my long ruler here, and you're going to line up, and you're going to go from corner to corner, and you're going to make a straight line. And I'm just going to use my pencil. I'm going to be cutting this right down the line that I'm drawing, so you'll never see this in the quilt. And you're just going to go, you want to put some pressure on your ruler so it doesn't move. And you're going to want to put a little bit of pressure on your pencil just to get your line in there so you can see it, instead of having to go over it. You're going to go right from corner to corner. Then what you're going to do is we're going to take that over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew on either side of this. Now half square triangles are the best to work with. They're just so much fun. You can do so many different things with it. And like I said, I'm going to show you two different methods. So I'm going to set this one over here for a minute, and I'm just going to draw another line on another one. And this is going to be the same method that we just did. I just want to have two when I'm done to show you. So we line them up, again, right sides together. Okay. Take your ruler, and you're going to start right at the point, and you're going to go right to the next point down here. Hold your ruler firmly and your pencil, and you're just going to draw a nice straight line. Okay, so we're going to set this over here. I'm going to take those to the sewing machine in a few minutes, and I'll show you how we do that. The next square is what we're going to do. Again, right sides together. But this time what we're going to do, we don't need to mark them at all. I'll show you at the sewing machine. But we're just going to sew a square all the way around. Okay, I'll see you at the sewing machine. So now I'm over at my Juki TL2010Q. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew down this line. I'm going to sew on either side. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch. And I'm just going to do that to all of these. I'm going to piece them. So I'm just going to go down one side. And I'm not going to break the thread yet. I'm going to bring another one in. because I'm just going to piece them all together. It's going to be easier this way. So what will happen is eventually if you had a whole bunch of blocks to do, you'd have a whole string of them. So we'll sew this one down. 1/4 of an inch, following that line. So in this tutorial, I've only done 2 blocks here. So I'm just going to cut the thread here. And then you can see they're connected. Now that I'm at the end, I'm just going to turn it. And then I'm going to put my presser foot to the right, and I'm just going to come down this side. Same thing, I'm just going to follow the line, but now I'm on the right-hand side. Okay, now I've come to this one. I'm just going to fold this back over and make sure I'm going in the same direction here. I'm going to bring this one the same way, except they're pieced. Now remember, if you had a big whole bunch of them, it would be just so much quicker than breaking thread in between. And it'll save you thread. All right, I'm going to cut that, lift my presser foot, and then I'm just going to cut these off here, right on my little thread cutter. Let's go up a little. My little thread cutter is right here. Every sewing machine usually has one in it, but it's usually in a different spot. Okay, I've got these 2 done. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take this one. Now, on this one, we're just going to sew. I'm not going to sew down this line. I'm going to just sew 1/4 of an inch all the way around. This is the second method. I'm just going to get it all sewn up, and then when we get back to the cutting board, I'll show you what we do. So lower your presser foot, and you're just going to sew that 1/4 of an inch all the way around. When you get to the edge, you can either go all the way off it, or you can just pivot. I'm just going to pivot. Okay. Now, I'm not using pins. You can use pins if you'd like. I'm not a big pinner. Sometimes, it just depends. Right now, for this, I think I can hold these pieces together enough that I don't need the pins. Okay, I'm just going to keep going 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And I'm just going to make a square around my square. Okay, now I've got all 4 sides sewn. I'll see you back at the cutting table and we'll go from there. So I've got these all sewn up, and so what I want to talk about really quick is how we're going to square these up. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to cut them. So you're just going to take your ruler and you're just going to cut down that center line that you've got there. And you're going to push firmly with your ruler. You're going to push firmly down. You're going to go right on that point, and you're just going to go up to the other point. All right? And, okay, we'll just make a little pile of these, and then I'll show you the next step. So this one will come right down to point. We're going to push down firmly on the ruler and with your rotary cutter. And we'll keep making a pile. To your rotary cutter, and then you're just going to push firmly all the way down. We'll keep making a little pile here. So here we go again. This one, I made one the other way. So what we're going to do, again, push down hard, go on your center line, and push hard with your rotary. You always want a nice sharp blade in there as well. All right, so now we've got those. let's take care of that one first, and then we'll come back to the second method. So you're just going to take your nice hot iron, and you're always going to lift when you lift up your blocks, lift them by the dark side. You're going to press that. Just give it a little press on the back. We're setting the seam. And you are going to just ride your iron right over that. All that's doing is making that go to one side here. Okay? You can actually keep them stacked up. Remember to pick up your dark fabric first. Lay that down. And then just push that in there nice and gently. You don't want to stretch the fabric too much. Okay, dark sides up. Lay it on your seam and then push that up. And you just keep doing that. You can get quite a nice pile going here. All right, so your dark sides are going to always go up. If you don't, it's okay. Don't pull it apart. It's not gonna matter at all. Okay. It's just the way it looks nicer on a lot of quilts. You won't see the lighter side, but the dark side won't show through the lighter side. But if you do it, I would not pull it apart. Okay, push that down. We'll just get through this little pile here. Pick up your dark side, set your seam, and then give it a press. Okay. If you just remember to try to pick up the dark side first, you'll get it. Set your seam and press that right out so there's no folds in it. And we'll do this last one this way. Okay, we've got all of those nice and pressed. We'll set those over here. And we're going to go to the one that we sewed all the way around, all four corners. Now on this one, this is the second method. So here's the first method, was just making the two lines down both sides. You can get a bunch of those going and get a little assembly going with that, or you can do it this way. So all you're going to do here is you're just going to come and you're going to cut down corner to corner. You're going to actually cut from corner to corner, and that was the line that I had made. Now when I sewed, I didn't need that line when I was sewing that. But now I'm just going to come down and I'm going to cut. I'm going to take my rotary cutter and I'm going to go zip it right down the center. I'm going to do this I'm going to go across this way, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to go across that way. All right, so there's one. This is going to give us 4 blocks. This is going to give us 4 half square triangles. These are so much fun. Okay, so we're just going to zip it right down here. And so you can see my rotary cutter was not, as much as I keep saying I have a nice sharp blade, apparently my blade is dull, so I will change that. Remember to grab the dark side and you're going to open it that way. But first we're going to set these seams. So I'm going to grab all of these and I'm just going to lay them down on top of each other, and I'm going to bring them over to the iron. Okay, just a quick little set those seams and then press them open. And press. Okay. Now I think I'll just give that a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these little dog ears off. I'm just going to do it with my scissors. Started out with a 7.5 inch block, and then I trimmed it down to 6.5 inches. So then on these ones, So these ones are going to come out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are 5-inch blocks. So I got 4 5-inch blocks out of that. Okay. And there we go. Get these little dog ears out of here. So I did end up making another one just so I could show a few different ways to put these. So we could put them, we could make diamonds, so many different ways. You just play with them. There's so many fun things to do. And here's the other one I had done. So you can imagine if you had a quilt going and you just decided you wanted to line them up this way, you could have diamonds, you could have, you just bear with me and I'll show you. So that would be nice. You could have a whole big quilt with just diamonds. You could spin them and you could go like this and that would look very nice. You could put sashing in between. Oh, the possibilities are endless. But if you did this method with doing them, going just around the 1/4 inch all the way around, it's kind of fun. You get a lot of blocks very quickly. So you make that decision, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I will be putting out more beginner quilt blocks. I will be starting that series. We're going to call this number 1 in the series. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Keep it simple. Thanks a lot. Bye.